Stories most affecting Chilliwack this week: maternity ward closures at Chilliwack General Hospital. The drought concerns, they're simply getting worse. It's a hot weekend with plenty of major events around Chilliwack, and GW Graham athletes continue their field fundraiser. Gavin Parks will have more in sports. Our guests this week include Sue Knott and Charity Spotlight, and another conversation with the mayor, Ken Popove. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. According to their website, pregnantinchilliwack.ca, there are scheduled maternity ward closures for August and September for Chilliwack General Hospital. In fact, the first one is on right now as we speak. Expectant moms are now asked to go to Abbotsford Regional Hospital. Fraser Health sent us a response and, quote, "Due to gaps in pediatric coverage, we may need to implement temporary maternity diversions to nearby hospitals to ensure the safety of moms and their babies. We are working with other Fraser Health hospitals and our health authorities to partner to cover as many of these gaps as possible," unquote. Meta is amping up their removal of news on Facebook. chillTV, Abby TV, and FEN Fraser Valley News all had their Facebook pages looked at. Other legitimate news outlets have had the same fate, but only worse. They're outright blocked. You can still follow chillTV, Abby TV, and FEN on the respective websites, Facebook pages, YouTube, and Twitter, or now it's called X. Charity Spotlight is a regular feature with chillTV, and it's hosted by Sue Knott, the former Chilliwack City Councillor, and now Executive Director for the Chilliwack Hospice Society. We'll have another in her series of interviews coming up in just a few minutes' time. Also, it has been a while since we sat down with Chilliwack Mayor Ken Popove and updated on the state of the city. We'll be speaking with the mayor in just a few minutes' time.
It's just too much. This is a warning. Thrilltober, a 48-hour film race is coming to Chilliwack.
Horror and thriller movies just 3 minutes long will keep you on the edge of your seat. The fear is real, my friends.
Oh, yeah, but the blood isn't. That's just ketchup. It's all part of the fun.
Join us on October 27th for the spine-tingling screenings at the Vineyard Community Center. And if you want to make your own film, for your chance at great prizes, bring your team to the film race launch on Friday, October 13th. Ooh, scary.
Hey, Chris. You gonna start this barbecue or what?
Yeah. Totally. I brought the ketchup.
Perfect, you're dead.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Last Friday, the Fraser Valley Regional District posted a drought advisory notification for all the areas from A to H. An unprecedented drought and fire season across British Columbia, affecting the natural waterways and below average water and reduced water volume across the province. So many creeks are simply drying up. The province of BC encouraging proactive water consumption. For the most part, you can only water your lawn once a week, if that. Even the Vetter Canal has dry areas and sandbars that are now showing up. BC Transit back to full service. The buses hit the road on holiday Monday. The entire valley service is free for the month of August. This after the 124-day strike that created traffic problems and also people losing their jobs as they could not find an economical way to get to work. This is going to be a very busy weekend. The Chilliwack Mural Festival and the Chilliwack Fair are on. And as we mentioned, both will have bus service for those events. And yes, it will be free. After the break, Sue Knott and Charity Spotlight. And we talked about the drought in our conversation coming up with the mayor, Ken Popove. And then Gavin with sports.
Hi, I'm Sue Knott, and thank you for joining us for Charity Spotlight. Today, my guest is Dora Isaak. Hi, Dora. How are you?
Hi, Sue. I'm fine.
Thank you for being with us.
You're very welcome.
So, you are the owner and operator of Freedom Reins.
Yes.
Can you tell me when did you start it up and why?
Well, I've always loved horses, and my background is in nursing, as well as I worked some years as a chaplain, and my heart is therefore also in serving people. We lived in a neighborhood where we had foster kids around, and my neighbor would allow her foster kids to come over and ride my horses and connect with them. And it just struck me how much joy and what a change in demeanor that made to those kids when they came. So I kind of explored that further, and from there I brought on a volunteer. Her name was Yvonne. That was in 2011. And we invited more and more foster kids to come, and pretty soon handicapped individuals got to know about us as well.
What a great experience for them.
And brings so much joy to us to be able to do that, right?
So, I mean, I think everybody loves horses. Some people are afraid of them a little bit, but most people just love horses. But what exactly is therapeutic about them?
Oh my goodness, horses are super therapeutic. They echo or mirror our emotions. They bring out trust issues in us because they're so big. I mean, that right off the get-go, when you walk up to a horse, it's like that size demands respect and demands trust. And so they're great for teaching trust. Horses are, they're a flight animal. They are prey, and that makes them super sensitive to their surroundings. And so they're super keen on how people are feeling. Are these people gonna harm me? Are these people friendly? And in that way, they teach you about what you're feeling.
Okay.
They're just super intuitive. They're empathetic. They are, oh my goodness. They physically, it has been, studies have been done that horses' heart rate is between 30 and 40, and a human heart rate is between 60 and 100. And if you connect the human and the horse together and allow them to spend some time together, the rate of the horse heartbeat will bring down the rate of a human heartbeat, and just slow that person down and calm that person down.
Wow.
And relieve anxiety. This is clinically documented.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. So, when you bring a bunch of kids in, just explain just a couple of the different things that you do with the kids and the horses.
Okay, well, like I said, we will, if they're anxious, we will have them maybe lay on the horse and just be calm for a while, and to calm them down, right? We will do something called join up, which is an exercise in leadership, and that is directing the travel of the horse, directing their feet in a certain way, and then changing that in another way, and establishing yourself as the leader. And in that way, they will begin to look to you, to the child, as a leader, and they will follow that child at liberty, no halter, no lead rope. They will follow that child, and that's huge for those children.
Yeah, it is. It gives them some sort of control over perhaps what they're feeling in their life is out of control.
Leadership, right? What is your posture saying? I mean, for bullying situations, are you meek or are you a leader, right? And it's just very useful. Horses are. Well, I think they're amazing.
I think they're amazing too.
Yeah.
I love horses, but I had no idea that they were so therapeutic. So how does someone support your mission?
Oh, we would love to have your support. You can contact me through Freedom Reins ec@gmail.com. So EC stands for Equine Connections. Freedom
Okay.
Reins Equine Connections Society is our full name. We were incorporated in 2013.
Oh, wow. So you've been doing this quite a while.
It will be 10 years this coming September.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
And such a joy, you know, to bring
It is a
happiness
joy.
to kids. I know with the
It is a
Chilliwack
joy.
Hospice Society, we do our horse camp with you.
Yes.
We bring kids on Saturdays,
Yes.
and we've just seen an amazing improvement in, you know, their ability to deal with grief and kind of, you know, just to feel at peace with themselves. So
that's very cool.
That's pretty amazing. So you've let us know, you know, how people will contact you, and do you take donations? How do you?
Yes, absolutely. And we can write,
Receipts.
yes, we can. We
Okay.
can receipt those to that email address.
Okay, great.
That's-
Well, so is there anything else that you want to add?
Well, Freedom Reins really depends on their volunteers. We have so many volunteers that are, a lot of them mature women who have been there and seen some of the struggles for kids who are handicapped or experienced some trauma in their lives, and they are just so good with the kids and the horses and putting them together. I could not do Freedom Reins without them.
Well, that's amazing. And a big shout out to them, and thank
And
them.
we thank you, the hospice, for this opportunity too.
Okay, well, that's
Right.
great. And
Yeah.
thank you very much. Thank you to Dora Isaak for being my guest today. And I'm Sue Knott, and thank you for joining us.
This week in Chilliwack continues with Chilliwack Mayor Ken Popove, and the obvious questions we got to start off with. We've got this drought; it's ridiculous, and a lot of people are still trying to figure out, what can I do with the water restrictions? Am I allowed to do it once a week? Am I going to just have my lawn go green or go brown? What am I supposed to do?
Well, all the above. We have now gone into the next level of our water restrictions, and that is true. Watering your lawn once a week is allowed. You can water your flower gardens, your vegetable gardens, obviously. You know, like I do mine by hand, and that's okay to do that. And we just have to conserve the water that we have. It's not that we're running out of water, but we just don't want to waste the water.
Yeah.
You know, for watering your lawns, the amount of consumption that it takes up is huge if you think about it. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it will come back. You know, come September, October, when, you know, like the rains hit, it'll turn green again. And our communication staff have put together a bit of a contest, an ugly lawn contest, which I think is just, you know, it's funny. It just puts a, you know, like a different spin on it. So let your lawn go brown. I'm not sure if I'm going to be part of the judging of that, because, you know, I drive around town a lot, and there are a lot of ugly lawns out there, which is kind of a love-hate thing, you know, because I love the green, but you know, people are all doing their bit to try to conserve water. Don't wash your car or your boat. Don't wash your house. Just let's just conserve, you know, like the water that we have, and it'll all come back in due time. So I just would like everybody just to do their bit.
There have been, and everybody in the media has been hearing about this, you know, how come school fields get some water or roundabouts? Is that a safety issue, or is that just the sprinkler goes off and it's not supposed to, or? Well,
us at the city, we've pretty much turned off all the park irrigations as far as the lawns go. I believe the beds are still getting a little bit of watering, but it's something that we're all playing a role. Obviously, it's all going to be done at school. The school district is doing the same sort of thing, and again, we, as stated in the media, we've had the driest July on record.
Yeah.
And we're just getting into the meat of summer, basically. So just, again, I don't want to sound repetitious, but just everybody just do their part.
Roger Panet from Environment Canada, we quote him all the time. Last year, and he's I've never seen him panic, and he's panicking because last year's drought was August to October. He said this started in May. Yeah, we've had a day or two of rain. But Little Mountain is a good example of how dry this is. We've had a couple of fires up there that have scared people, especially up on top of Promontory. There was that one fire we were talking about off air where it started and the smoke literally just came over top of Promontory.
Yeah, I was on the other side. That's up the River Valley, but in my neighborhood, which is Little Mountain, there's been a couple. There's been no lightning, so obviously they're human caused. You know, and like that trail system up there is well used. So I'm asking trail users just to keep your eye open. I'm sure the trail users aren't the ones smoking. I would suspect not, but yeah, a couple of them in the past couple of weeks, which is a little frightening. There's a lot of houses like around that area. If you see smoke, please call it in as soon as you can. The quicker the fire department is aware of that. That one fire that we noticed a couple of weeks back there, I walked out of my drive and I can see the smoke just...
The plume,
Well, it wasn't a plume, it was just wisping. So there wasn't a lot of heat to it, but if you don't get at her, then you'll see the column of smoke, and then we got trouble. But the fire department were on that, and I applaud them for their work. You know, like along the highway too, there's been some fires alongside the highway. Again, there's been no lightning. Probably people, checking their cigarette butts out.
And there was one picture that we ran here on both chillTV and Abby TV about a month and a half ago from Hope Fire. There was a cigarette butt, and you could just see where the fire went out from the grass.
We've got to use our common sense, people. Got to use it, because it's all these fires that are caused by humans, it just irritates me, because they could be stopped, basically, if people could do the right thing. So I can't impress upon that any more than I am right now, because it is so important to keep our area safe. We're surrounded by mountains, and can you imagine if we had some forest fires in here? It'd be devastating.
Changing gears a little bit, the dog park, the dog walks at Fairfield are open. They're absolutely amazing, and I was out there last weekend just taking some pictures and talking to some of the people with because it's separated with small dogs and large dogs, and everybody is just ecstatic over this. You got this one right. The city got this one right.
Well, we get a lot of things right. Sure, people have their opinion, and that's all good. That's what free speech is all about. But that one's now open. The second one up at Jinkerson Park, up in Promontory. We hope to have it open probably sometime early fall. So we want to take care of our four-legged friends and give them a place to run around and get to know their neighbors, if you will, and folks that have the dogs will get to know their neighbors as well. So it's a win-win. No, it's good, and I applaud our operations staff to find these places. I know some people want them closer to home and this and that, but we don't own a whole bunch of land, so we have to utilize the land that we have. And again, I want to thank our operations staff for coming up with these strategies and moving forward with them.
Got to ask you about this, because the various Chamber of Commerce in the Valley have talked about this. It is a survey by the province on the Highway 1 extension. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought the original plan was expansion to 6 lanes all the way to Annis, and then now it's you get out to Highway 11 maybe, and Chilliwack is... Are we being slighted, or is it just nuts and bolts and dollars?
What's that Supertramp song? Dreamer?
Dreamer,
Well, no. The Minister of Transportation was here about a month ago, Rob Fleming, and I had a good sit down with him, and up to Whatcom Road area, up to Whatcom Road area, where the flood happened there back in 2021, the engineering staff of the province is concerned about what has happened to the structure of that roadway. With all the underpinning of the water. So the studies are ongoing to make it more resilient. Do they increase the pump station? that was running nonstop
Barrowtown, yeah.
to try to keep us safe. There's a lot of factors involved in that section, and that section is the fourth section. So it's going to take some time for their engineering staff to come up with a plan. Then they put a budget to the plan, and then they move forward with it.
Yeah.
He, in not so many words, was talking 2028. I'm not going to hold him to that, but that's the
5 years down the road. Yeah,
that's the word that I heard. Do we need it? Absolutely, we need it. And it's if you drive up and down the highway, and if there happens to be an accident, you're backed up big time.
Yeah.
And the transit strike now is over. There was some talk about getting people in the buses. Well, they got to deal with the same thing.
Yeah.
If the capacity of the highway, if something happens, well, they're not going to meet timing at the other end where they're picking up folks. So that section of road definitely needs some loving, and I'm really hoping the government will keep on the track that they're going and improve the transportation network, because it is a major artery that comes right through the valley, and it hasn't been looked at in how many years?
Yeah.
50, 60,
something like that, yeah.
And we are one of the fastest growing communities in Western Canada. Everything's lined up for more traffic.
Yeah.
So let's all work together and hope this gets done.
Chilliwack Mayor Ken Popove again. As always, you're welcome, and thanks again for spending some time with us.
Yeah, I was feeling kind of hurt because you hadn't asked me to come for a long time. But
Okay, we'll make up for it.
Okay, there we go.
All right.
Okay,
And you're
enough.
watching This Week in Chilliwack.
Thanks, you, Don.
Hey, I'm Gavin, and this is sports. The Valley Huskers are now 1-1 on the season after taking on the Heat at the Apple Bowl in Kelowna. The Okanagan Sun won handedly 62-6. The Huskers now regroup and get back in it for the next game Saturday against the VI Raiders in Nanaimo. In May 2022, GW Graham Athletics announced plans for a major project that will be all through fundraising and no funds from the Chilliwack School District or the city itself. The project includes a turf field, lighting, and 300 temporary seats installed where the current field sits. GW Graham students will be at this weekend's Chilliwack Fair asking for donations. The PJHL announced the approval of a new franchise for the Sunshine Coast, set to begin play in the 2024-25 season. While the new franchise is yet to decide on a team name, the club will play out of the Gibsons and Area Community Center. This past season, the PJHL was hosted by the Sunshine Coast Junior Hockey Society on 2 occasions for 4 regular season games to sell out crowds. That means an extra road trip for the Chilliwack Jets. It is the biggest event of the year in logger sports, and it's coming to Chilliwack on Saturday and Sunday, August 12th and 13th at the Coliseum. The Steel Timber Sports Canadian Championships. Reigning Canadian champion and bronze medal winner at the 2022 World Championships, Marcel Dupois, defends his title against the 11 best logger sports athletes in all of Canada. All of the action will be at the Chilliwack Coliseum. Agassiz Speedway will be busy on both Friday and Saturday with the late models, streets, and midgets, all part of the Leonard Porky Jansen Memorial Race Late Model Invitational. Details can be found on the Agassiz Speedway social media. And after the break, Cari with the weather.
chillTV weekend weather. So, Cari, it's another hot and steamy weekend.
Thanks, Don. The weather this week is going to be awesome again. Look at those highs and going down to 18 in the lows. And look at by next Wednesday, we're back up into the 30s. That's going to be amazing. A lot of fun stuff going on in the Valley this weekend. Chilliwack Mural Festival celebrating 3rd anniversary. Abbotsford Air Show is going to be 62 this year. And the Chilliwack Fair is 151. And the city of Chilliwack's only 150. Figure that out. Fun fact, me and my husband are also celebrating our 33rd wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary, honey. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks, Cari, and thank you for watching. If you have a local story you'd like us to report on, you can always send us a note and your video and your pictures to news@chilltv.ca. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great weekend. I'm Don Lehn.